Okay, fans, welcome back to the second half of tonight's RWL Rage in Pittsburgh. Don Hickson, along with Christy Ogilvie and Myron Schimmelman. And the formula for the second half will be the same as the first. Big name stars and big name matches.
You said it, Don. Big name stars, big name matches. We got single action, tag team action, and in the main event, the Rage television title defended by Stefan von Berg.
All in all, slated to be a terrific second half. Let's get it right underway with Larry Zbyszko, the living legend, set to go one-on-one against Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero.
Welcome back, fans. Our second half opening match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. First, approaching the ring from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 238 pounds, the living legend, Larry Zbyszko.
Larry Zbyszko having a very unpositive reaction to a very unpositive reception here in Pittsburgh, where his name will forever be mud.
Hey, you know it, Don. No wrestling fan ever forgets, and even less of them forgive either. Zbyszko did it to himself when he turned rabid on Bruno Sammartino all those years ago.
And his opponent, accompanied by the ninth wonder of the world, China, from El Paso, Texas, weighing 228 pounds, Eddie Guerrero.
Mr. Latino Heat and Mamacita together again. Well, who would have thought?
And Eddie's definitely got his mojo working again, ever since reuniting with China. He scored a win over Gary Galaxy last Snarl, and you can bet he's looking for another win on Larry Zbyszko's dime, and he just might get it too. Let's face it, Larry has almost zero fan support in this match.
It's two evenly matched technical wizards, but Eddie Guerrero has that added advantage of all the high-flying, not to mention all the lying, cheating, and stealing.
Yeah, and even so, listen to that crowd. Yeah, Larry Zbyszko's got like no fan support at all.
Well, fan support notwithstanding, the outcome of this match is far from a foregone conclusion here.
And just a real quick correction here. Aria made a mistake. It's a 10-minute time limit, not 15.
Thank you for that quick correction, Myron. I don't see a lot of fan support signs for Larry Zbyszko out there. Tom Canamura sounds the bell. They come center ring. Eddie Guerrero with an elbow to the leg of Larry Zbyszko. Guerrero winds up Zbyszko's arm, takes him for a little walk, and off the ropes and an arm drag from Latino Heat. Eddie Guerrero follows it up with a stomp, rounds Zbyszko back up to his feet. Larry Zbyszko winds up the arm of Eddie Guerrero, takes him down to one knee, and now really cinching in the armbar. Guerrero quickly escaping the hold. Larry Zbyszko delivers a neckbreaker. The living legend, Larry Zbyszko, dragging Eddie Guerrero. And now into a flip-over neck whip. Oh, Eddie Guerrero quickly countering and back up on his feet. Zbyszko counters with an elbow. Eddie Guerrero counters the neckbreaker. And whoa, what a dropkick. The elevation on that dropkick was amazing. Eddie Guerrero, very impressive with the high-flying stuff. Guerrero drags Zbyszko center ring, rolls him over, goes for the cover, but not even a one. Larry Zbyszko powering out easily. Guerrero takes a clothesline from Larry Zbyszko. Zbyszko follows up with a stomp. Larry Zbyszko shoved away by Eddie Guerrero. Guerrero follows up with a couple of stomps. Drives a knee into the lower back of Larry Zbyszko. Now into a camel clutch. No ropes to get to for Larry Zbyszko. He's going to have to fight his way out. And he certainly does. Takes down Eddie Guerrero at the same time. Zbyszko has him up. Sit-out slam from the living legend. Eddie Guerrero quickly back on his feet, avoiding a submission hold. Zbyszko whipped to the corner. Eddie Guerrero with another drop kick drops Larry Zbyszko like a bad habit. Zbyszko rolls center ring again. Eddie Guerrero once more going for a cover. And just about a one, with Larry Zbyszko kicking out of the pin. Guerrero goes to work, delivers a kick and a flip over neck whip to Larry Zbyszko. And he is working the crowd here in Pittsburgh. Zbyszko in big trouble here. Larry Zbyszko hung up over the top rope by Eddie Guerrero. Zbyszko counters with a shoulder tackle. Guerrero back on his feet, delivers a kick. And a side suplex to Larry Zbyszko. An elbow drop across the chest from Eddie Guerrero, going for another couple. 1, 2, but nearly a near fall again, just a 2 count. Zbyszko evading the kick, whips Eddie Guerrero around, has him up, backbreaker. And Larry Zbyszko trying to regain control of this matchup from Eddie Guerrero. Guerrero with an eye gouge, a kick to the midsection, an elbow to the face, and a series of kicks, but Larry Zbyszko puts on the brakes, has him up. Whoa, Zbyszko quickly countered by Eddie Guerrero. Guerrero winds up Zbyszko, whips him into the far corner. Here's another drop kick to the back of Larry Zbyszko. Zbyszko whips Eddie Guerrero into the far corner. Guerrero counters and escapes the corner. And look at this tilt-a-whirl Hurricane Rana from Eddie Guerrero. Latino Heat all the way up on the top. Zbyszko on the outside and an elbow crashing the side of the head of Larry Zbyszko. Zbyszko definitely on the receiving end here, battling back. Gets his way back inside the ring. Closely pursued by Eddie Guerrero. Zbyszko showboating here, and it's going to cost him. Eddie Guerrero drives his head into the turnbuckle repeatedly. Larry Zbyszko with a championship headache after that meeting with the turnbuckle, courtesy of Eddie Guerrero. Zbyszko back up on his feet. Locks it up. Suplex from Larry Zbyszko. And again, Larry Zbyszko trying to get some support from this crowd. Good luck with that project. Larry Zbyszko with a clothesline, a second, a rebound off the ropes, and a heel kick that takes Eddie Guerrero down. Zbyszko rounds him up. Whoa, what a vicious DDT from Larry Zbyszko. He put a little extra English on that one. Zbyszko rolls Guerrero over, covers 1, but just a 1. A lot of near falls in this Legends Division matchup. Larry Zbyszko stalking Eddie Guerrero. Zbyszko has him up over the shoulders. And here he goes, another sit-out slam from Larry Zbyszko. Larry dragging Eddie Guerrero center ring, going for the cover. And here's China interceding on behalf of Eddie Guerrero. Larry Zbyszko wasting no time while the referee's distracted, takes himself up to the top rope here, waiting for Eddie Guerrero to stand himself up. And here he goes. Whoa, Eddie Guerrero catching Larry Zbyszko and scoop slams him. That was a mistake on the part of Larry Zbyszko. Zbyszko swings and misses. Eddie Guerrero rounds him up. Fisherman suplex with a bridge and a pin here. 1, 2. Yet another near fall. As this match slowly runs down the time. Just about 3.5 minutes. Eddie Guerrero locking in a submission on Larry Zbyszko. And Zbyszko finding himself unable to escape. And Eddie Guerrero's got it cinched in well. Much to the delight of China at ringside, Guerrero releasing the hold, believing he may have done sufficient damage all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Here we go. The frog splash, and this could be it. 1, 2, and I don't believe it. Larry Zbyszko getting the shoulder up just in time. Eddie Guerrero determined to get this win over Larry Zbyszko, takes himself up to the top turnbuckle yet again, and a senton right across the chest of Larry Zbyszko. He should have pinned him right there. Here's a clothesline, and a second. Latino Heat getting fired up, rebound off the ropes, and a beautiful standing dropkick with great elevation. Eddie Guerrero gathers up Larry Zbyszko again. and sets it up. There's one. It's the Three Amigos. Eddie Guerrero with a series of multiple suplexes on Larry Zbyszko, and this could very well be the end of the match right here. Larry Zbyszko laid out and motionless. Eddie Guerrero perhaps unwisely not going for a pin here, instead electing to snap both arms on Larry Zbyszko. Eddie Guerrero once more taking himself up to the top turnbuckle. He's done 3 of 4 corners already. There's another frog splash. 1, 2. And are you kidding me? Larry Zbyszko absolutely refusing to go down with the ship here. Eddie Guerrero getting a little bit frustrated. Here's another flip over neck whip. And Larry Zbyszko has mounted 0 offense for the past minute or so. Eddie Guerrero does need to put this one away quickly, with time rapidly running out. Eddie Guerrero out on the apron. Larry Zbyszko countered by Eddie Guerrero. Back inside the ring goes Guerrero. Zbyszko counters. Takes Guerrero down. Misses with the stomp. Zbyszko's got him up over the shoulder. Takes him towards the turnbuckle. Drops his head right there. And now it's just a minute to go in this intense matchup. 1, 2. Another near fall for Larry Zbyszko. And he can't believe it. Frankly, I can't believe it either. These two been going at it hammer and tong for the whole length of the match. Now they're just trading shots on the outside. Guerrero takes himself back inside. Spins Zbyszko around. Back suplex from Eddie Guerrero with 30 seconds remaining. Zbyszko counters, shoves Eddie Guerrero away. Larry Zbyszko's got to be every bit as frustrated as Eddie Guerrero is, both being unable to put the other away. Into the turnbuckle goes Guerrero. Larry Zbyszko takes him down. Eddie Guerrero counters quickly, back up on his feet with 10 seconds left to go. Eddie Guerrero catches a counter kick from Larry Zbyszko. Eddie Guerrero with a hurricane rana, but it's no good. It's all over.
The time limit has expired. This match is a draw.
A disappointing outcome, but a stellar effort from both these wrestlers. We'll be back with more RWL Rage right after this. Up next on Rage, Legends Division Tag Team action with 2 great tag teams. The Grand Wizards pairing of Superstar Billy Graham and Jesse the Body Ventura facing Eric Bischoff's team of Zeus and the Great Khali.
This next Legends Tag Team match is scheduled for 1 fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring, and at a combined weight of 562 pounds, from Paradise Valley, Arizona, Superstar Billy Graham, and from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Guys,
Yeah?
Graham and Ventura are pissed.
Tell me about it.
I had these guys roll up on me to tell me that they, and the Grand Wizard, feel they've been stepped over to face the 2 kings for the Legends Tag titles, instead of Dr. D. David Schultz and Dr. Death Steve Williams, and they want the world to know. I know they were in contention, but the Doctors got the crucial win that earned them the title shot against Lawler and Rage. Where this goes next, who can really say, but the bottom line is, Graham and Ventura are more than a bit annoyed.
And of course that makes me wonder, Christy, who they'll take it out on. Will it be the Doctors or the 2 Kings?
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 660 pounds, from the Punjab, India, the Great Khali, and from Detroit, Michigan, the Human Wrecking Machine, Zeus.
I don't know how smart it is, Eric Bischoff letting these 2 off the leash this way and not being at ringside.
That's very true. In the past, when Eric Bischoff has allowed Zeus and the Great Khali to be on their own, as it were, it's usually ended in disaster.
Khali's not so much the problem. It's Zeus. He's got that Lars Sullivan kind of temper, and we saw what Lars Sullivan did earlier tonight.
Eric Bischoff should know better than to pretend these 2 can conduct themselves as responsible adults in an unsupervised setting. It could be an advantage for Graham and Ventura, though.
If indeed Zeus and the Great Khali are flying blind without his guidance, that could be true, Christy. Jesse Ventura and the Human Wrecking Machine starting off this tag team matchup. Tom Canamora sounds the bell. The men come center ring. They lock up collar and elbow. Jesse Ventura escorts Zeus to the ropes. The human wrecking machine whipped off the ropes. Jesse Ventura nails him with a rebound clothesline and a kick to the back. Ventura rounds him up. German release suplex for the human wrecking machine. Zeus finding himself in quite a bit of trouble. A headlock takedown from Jesse the Body Ventura. And so far, Zeus not mounting a whole lot of offense. Ventura locks him up, gouges the eyes of the human wrecking machine. Locks him up, hard whip to the ropes. A collision with no result. Zeus trying to mount some offense here, but Jesse Ventura shuts him down quickly. Clubbing overhand right takes him down to one knee. Ventura drives a knee into the head of Zeus. Steps out and tags in superstar Billy Graham. And Zeus is laid out as Superstar Graham joins the fray here, delivering stomps to the face. Graham quickly going for a cover. One, but the Great Khali right there to break it up. Khali counters Graham, gets himself out of there. Graham rounds up Zeus, a hard right hand, takes him down. And Jesse Ventura comes in on the tag. Zeus looking for the exit out of town, and he just found it. Here comes the Great Khali. Ventura, unfazed by the Great Khali, takes him down, goes after Zeus again. Great Khali, releasing his partner, delivers a kick to the face of Jesse Ventura. Ventura counters with an elbow. Great Khali ducking Jesse Ventura really quickly. Surprising agility. Up over the shoulders, but Jesse Ventura delivers some elbows and finds his way out. A snapmare and an elbow to the top of the head for the Great Khali. Jesse Ventura setting him up here. Has him all the way up into a torture rack submission. The human wrecking machine saving his partner just as his partner saved him earlier. Zeus catches a shoulder from Jesse Ventura. Ventura goes out after the Great Khali. The legal man in the ring drives a knee into the midsection. Gouges the face of the Great Khali. Jesse Ventura really starting to open up here on the Great Khali. Has him up against the barricade. Head first into the barricade goes the Great Khali. And now Jesse Ventura working an arm bar here and snaps the arm of the Great Khali. Ventura drives a knee into the back of the head and keeps it there. Jesse Ventura rounds up the Great Khali. Rolls him back inside the ring. Ventura makes his way back inside. Oh! Zeus decides he's not going in right away. Zeus going after Jesse Ventura, but in vain here. Ventura steps out. Here comes superstar Billy Graham. The Great Khali doesn't even see him coming. They lock up. Graham whipped to the ropes. The Great Khali's got him up. Spine buster. And now the Great Khali starting to open up here on superstar Billy Graham. Graham shoves him away. How about this right here? Superstar rolls him over, goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and well now. That was rapid. Win by pinfall for Graham and Ventura.
The time was 3 minutes and 51 seconds. And your winners, Superstar Graham and Jesse Ventura.
You know, we don't get a lot of quick tag team matches, but that was quick. Graham and Ventura making pretty short work of Zeus and the Great Khali.
They most certainly did. Zeus and the Great Khali wiped out by Jesse Ventura and superstar Billy Graham in just a shade over 3 minutes. And you've got to be impressed with numbers like that. That's going to take care of this matchup, as we'll be back with more RWL Rage right after the break. So you stay right where you are.
Okay, so not to toot my horn too much, but I did help put this one together. Jinder Mahal has been very, very hot lately. Tonight, we're going to see how hot he is in a special appearance tonight, going up against the game, Triple H himself.
Well, that certainly does sound like a winner, Myron.
15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the Punjab, India, weighing 234 pounds, he's the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal.
So it's like I said, Jinder Mahal has beaten almost everybody we've put in front of him. For all this time, the 7 months since he started this current run, he's been very good. So we thought we'd add a little spice to the mix. And then, Triple H, he shows up, he's done what, a total of 5 appearances. His presence is primarily ceremonial. But when he shows up, all hell breaks loose. When the game is loose, forget it. So I said, why not? Let's put Jinder Mahal up against the game and see how well he does.
Well, most certainly the cerebral assassin Triple H will present a challenge to any seasoned veteran, including Jinder Mahal. This is going to be an excellent match for sure, Myron.
You're giving out with that Triple H has Jinder beaten already energy, Myron. And while I hate to burst your bubble, my dude, Triple H has appeared at RWL matches a total of 5 times. And, in those 5, he was 1 win over Mr. Hercules, a loss to both Steve Austin and Psycho Sid, and a draw to American Supreme Matt Clark. It's not the all-star record you're painting it to be.
And his opponent, from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing 268 pounds, Triple H.
Okay, but Christy, still, a win over Mr. Hercules? Come on.
I'm just giving you the numbers, Myron, honey. And yes, a win over Big Hercules is a big deal. I'm just saying the other appearances are 3 losses and a draw. That's not good numbers, especially when Jinder has been whipping on everyone he's faced in 7 months. Just pointing out, Jinder has better odds is all. I appreciate your faith in Triple H, though.
Of course you do.
Well, one thing is certain, both ourselves and these fans are going to be in for an excellent matchup.
Yeah, baby, I love when he does that.
Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, of course a multi-time world champion, tag team champion, intercontinental champion. Triple H has done it all, and he is going to prove an excellent foil for Jinder Mahal, the modern-day Maharaja.
Also an absolute master of ring psychology, and he swings a mean sledgehammer, which we probably won't see tonight.
Better settle in good, Donnie. This could be a long dog.
After calling a 42-minute Hell in a Cell, this will be a piece of cake. And what a match this is set to be. Referee Willie Johnson sounds the bell. They come center ring. Jinder Mahal opens up with a kick, whips Triple H to the far corner. And look at this, a series of clotheslines, and a 4th to Triple H, laying him out on the canvas. Jinder Mahal, making his way to the top turnbuckle, fails to connect with the elbow drop. Triple H goes up behind, neckbreaker, perfectly executed by the Game. A clubbing overhand right from the Game. Jinder Mahal counters with a kick. They lock up. Mahal has him up in a front cradle, slams his back into the turnbuckle, and turns him out center ring. Now into a blatant choke. Jinder Mahal definitely pouring it on. Triple H trying to battle back here. Jinder Mahal countering a kick to the midsection and a DDT. And the Game finding himself in considerable trouble from the early goings. Jinder Mahal rounds him up. Suplex from the modern-day Maharaja. Triple H absolutely defenseless so far in the first minute and change of this matchup. Jinder Mahal putting the boots to the Game. Triple H counters with a knee. Jinder Mahal opens up with a series of shots and a series of knees into the midsection. Triple H charges. Jinder Mahal definitely ducks out of the way. A series of kicks and punches. Triple H countering with a headbutt. They lock up. The Game with a snap suplex on Jinder Mahal. Mahal rounded up. A leg sweep from Jinder, followed up with a stomp to the arm of Triple H. Jinder Mahal Opens up with a series of rights and lefts. He's got Triple H reeling. Triple H whipped over the top rope out onto the floor, and look at Jinder Mahal. Definitely displaying power here. And he steps out as the referee starts the count. Delivers a kick to the leg of Triple H. Triple H rounded up again. Jinder Mahal really opening up here. Just a series of relentless shots to Triple H, trying to battle his way to a standing position, but to no avail. Jinder Mahal tries to drive him into the ring steps, but unsuccessfully. Another series of rights and lefts. And look at this, chicken wing suplex from the modern-day Maharaja. Takes his time, goes around the long way to get back inside the ring. Taking his leisure in the corner, Triple H. Look at this, Jinder Mahal takes himself back outside. Brings Triple H back inside. And now Jinder Mahal returning to work on the game. Triple H counters. Jinder Mahal counters. They lock up. A neckbreaker from Jinder Mahal. Triple H counters with a kick back up on his feet. Jinder Mahal counters. Triple H has him up. Woohoo! Inverted atomic drop. Up into a front cradle. Up over and hung over by the top rope. Triple H now starting to battle back after quite some time. And now into a submission on Jinder Mahal. Referee Willie Johnson checking Jinder Mahal, but Mahal already shifting his weight and delivers a series of elbows to the head of Triple H, freeing himself from the situation. They lock up. Triple H once more whipped out over the top rope onto the floor as referee Willie Johnson begins the count again. Jinder Mahal continuing to work on the legs of Triple H. And now Jinder driving his weight into the lower back of the game. Jinder Mahal has Triple H up. Drops him head first into the apron. The game rounded up again. Jinder Mahal has him up over the shoulder again. And once more, drops him head first into the apron. Triple H definitely in trouble. Here is a clothesline from the game that takes down Jinder Mahal. They lock up. Mahal rolls back inside the ring by the game. Triple H locks up. Up over the shoulders of Jinder Mahal, but Triple H counters with series of elbows to the head of Jinder Mahal. And nice try at the neck breaker, but it didn't work out. Kick to the midsection from Jinder Mahal. And another chicken wing suplex from the modern day Maharaja. He is calling for it. Here we go. Camel clutch time, but Triple H says, oh no you don't. Hunter nails him with a shot and a spine buster center ring. Triple H finally battling his way back here. And here we go. The pedigree. And this could be the end right here. Triple H going for the cover. 1, 2. But Jinder Mahal powering his way out of the pin at the last possible second. Triple H taking out his frustration, raining knuckles on the head of the modern-day Maharaja. Jinder Mahal counters, gets back up on his feet. Delivers a stomp to the shoulder of Triple H. And another. Jinder Mahal makes his way up to the middle rope. Drops a knee on the head of the game. Now Jinder Mahal stalking Triple H here. Hard shot. Spins him around. And here we go. What a slam right there. 1, 2. But Triple H making sure the referee sees that shoulder go up as Jinder Mahal continues his relentless assault on Triple H. Triple H escorted towards the ropes by Jinder Mahal. Jinder drops him to the canvas and rope-assisted stomp right to the throat of Triple H. Fails to connect with the knee. Triple H back up on his feet now. Jinder Mahal counters with another kick. Triple H opens up with a series of shots and a DDT to Jinder Mahal. Now slamming the head of the modern-day Maharaja into the canvas. Triple H up on the middle rope here. Crossbody right across the back of Jinder Mahal. And now the game looking very much in control for the first time in this matchup. And it's taken him about halfway through the time limit to do it. Jinder Mahal has been all business this evening. Triple H with a clubbing overhand right. Jinder Mahal counters with a kick and another. Triple H countered by Jinder Mahal. Another kick and another chicken wing suplex from Jinder Mahal to Triple H. Jinder up on the middle rope, fails to connect with the driving knee this time. Tries it again this time, scores the point. Jinder Mahal raining hard right hands on the head of the game. Absolutely relentless. Jinder Mahal really just issuing a clinic here on Triple H. Triple H counters, nails him with a right, winds up the arm, goes behind, has him up. One arm back suplex from the game. Triple H making his way to the top. Here we go, drives the knee right into the head of Jinder Mahal. Triple H dragging his stunned prey center ring. The Cerebral Assassin goes for the cover. 1, 2. But again, Jinder Mahal powering out of the pin. A knee right to the head of Jinder Mahal. Triple H moves in, nails him with a right, goes behind, turns him around, has him up over the shoulder, escorts him towards the far corner and head first into the turnbuckle. And again, Triple H raining lefts on the head of Jinder Mahal. Jinder counters with a kick back up on his feet. And putting the boots back to Triple H once more. And again, Jinder Mahal calling for that camel clutch. But the rope's right there. The referee says you're going to have to break it up. Here's a cover. 1, 2. And are you kidding? Triple H powering out yet again. Jinder Mahal rounds him up, nails him with a right that spins him around. One more time. But Triple H countering the submission. Locks up. He's got Jinder Mahal by the trunks. He's got him all the way up. Jinder Mahal says, mumbo jumbo, here you go. Surprise. German suplex to the game. Triple H taking quite a beating here at the hands of Jinder Mahal, and has been for most of this matchup. Jinder Mahal still unable to put the game away. Mahal rounds him up. Escorts Triple H towards the ropes. And he starts yanking the arm against those ropes. A hard right stuns Triple H, puts him back against the ropes yet again. And now Jinder Mahal using the top rope to choke Triple H. Wow. Now he's draped over the middle rope. Jinder Mahal delivers a sharp kick to the back. And back into another choke. And now Jinder Mahal making his way to the top turnbuckle here. Drives another knee into the chest of the game. Drives another knee into the throat of the game. Jinder Mahal absolutely firing on all cylinders here. Triple H whipped to the far corner. And here we go again, another series of clotheslines, followed up with a fourth one. And Triple H just laid out here. Here's a cover. 1, 2. And absolutely unbelievable. Jinder Mahal letting Willie Johnson have it for his count. Jinder Mahal with a kick to the chest of the game, becoming extremely frustrated. Triple H back up on his feet again. And Triple H certainly has given Jinder Mahal a tough time. Whip to the ropes. A collision with no result. A kick. Triple H counters with a hard shot to the midsection. Jinder Mahal counters. Triple H counters. What a battle between these two. Triple H rounds up Jinder Mahal in a front cradle, has him up over the shoulder, hangs him up over the top rope, and down he goes. Triple H firing back yet again with about 3 minutes to go here. And now Triple H locking in the submission yet again on Jinder Mahal. And Jinder could be in big trouble. He is struggling, trying to fight his way free. Triple H ultimately releasing the hold. Following up with a stomp to the chest, rounds up Jinder Mahal, a kick to the midsection. And here we go again. The pedigree, not once but twice. That's got to be the end right there. 1, 2, and whoa! Jinder Mahal absolutely refusing to give up here. Triple H brings him back to his feet. Tries for the bear hug, but no dice. Jinder Mahal fails to connect with the jumping neckbreaker. Catches a kick from the game. Jinder Mahal back up on his feet. Jinder Mahal slammed down by the throat by the game. And now another series of hard rights to the head of Jinder Mahal. Triple H stalking Jinder Mahal here. There's the Hughes trying for the pedigree again, but Jinder Mahal says, no, you don't. Face first slammed into the canvas. Here's a cover. 1, 2. And again, somehow, someway, Triple H finding his way out of the pin. Jinder Mahal giving Willie Johnson hell for his count. Triple H rounds up Jinder Mahal. Mahal counters with a kick. They lock up again. Jinder Mahal countered by Triple H. Here's a chop block to the back of the knee. And down goes Jinder Mahal with a minute and a half remaining here. And still no sign of a winner. Triple H goes behind. Neckbreaker. Jinder Mahal could be done here. Nope, the ropes. Right there to foil Triple H's plans again. And taking it out in knuckles on the head of Jinder Mahal. And now into a blatant choke. Triple H also becoming extremely frustrated at his inability to put away Jinder Mahal. A kick to the back. Mahal back up on his feet. Whoa, what a kick. A shot that spins him around. And here we go. One more time. There's that Cobra clutch slam. Here's the cover. 1, 2, 3. And finally, this one ends with Jinder Mahal scoring the pinfall over the game.
The time was 14 minutes and 15 seconds, and your winner, Jinder Mahal.
Okay, so the win is impressive, but to have done it with only 45 seconds to go, well, what am I going to tell you? Jinder Mahal's amazing and that's it.
Now, let's give full marks to the game for taking almost a whole 15 minutes to hold down long enough for a 3 count, and he could have snatched this match away from Jinder at a few points. So I'm not taking anything away from Trips, but we gotta face that Jinder Mahal is just that successful these days.
He most certainly is. What an impressive win by Jinder Mahal. Our main event when we return in just a moment. Fans, in tonight's main event, the lightning fast Tony Dangerous aiming to make history to be the first ever to have held the Snarl television title and the Rage television championship as he challenges the German technician Stefan von Berger tonight for the Rage television title.
Okay, so let's talk Mr. Lightning fast. Tony Dangerous has held the Snarl title a couple of times. He's held the Cruiserweight title a couple of times. He's held both of them for a while. But now he's moving on up, going for the Rage television title, and he'd be the first to hold the Snarl and the Rage television titles. It would be a really big deal for Tony.
It would most certainly be a huge deal for Tony Dangerous to achieve this goal. However, he has got the German technician Stefan von Berger to be reckoned with.
I don't know, Don. Between you and me, I think he can do it.
Well, I certainly know that he can. He's got the potential to do so. But the question is Stefan von Berger going to have a good night or an off night?
Damn. Sylvia needs to stop blinding us with her champion's entrances. I know Von Berger is big time and all, but is all that really needed? Geez, you could light a small city with all this.
Let him have his fun. After all, remember the trouble he had before he became a champion. Sylvia Strong was thinking about getting rid of him for a while. He just wasn't measuring up. But eventually he came around, the training paid off, and now look at him. He's been Rage television champion for a while now.
And he is most certainly not going to lay down and just hand over the Rage television title to Tony Dangerous based on his good looks.
Guys, I usually don't gush over stuff, but tonight's card has been just kick-ass, and I've just had the best time, all of us back together for it all.
It's like I said, I miss it when we don't.
Tonight's Rage main event is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit, and it's for the Rwl Rage Television Championship. Introducing the challenger from Statinopolis, weighing 196 pounds, he is the lightning-fast Tony Dangerous. His opponent accompanied by Sylvia Strong from Heidelberg, Germany, weighing 330 pounds, the Rage Television Champion, the German technician, Stefan von Berger.
The main event with championship implications and the culmination of a possible dream for Tony Dangerous. Referee Tom Kanamura sounds the bell. They come center ring. Tony Dangerous rebounds off the ropes, tries for the Whirlican Rana but doesn't get it. Stefan von Berger deftly steps out of the way, nails him with a neckbreaker. Stefan von Berger, the German technician, countered. Tony Dangerous right back up on his feet again. Misses with the spinning kick. Von Berger nails him with a right, whips him into the far corner, and there's a splash, and down goes Tony Dangerous. The lightning fast one has his knee driven into the canvas by Stefan von Berger. The German technician makes out with an arm breaker, drives an elbow into the chest of the lightning fast one. Here he comes through the ropes, and whoa, a crossbody. Takes down the lightning fast Tony Dangerous. Stefan von Berger defending the Rage television title with every fiber of his being so far. Von Berger rounds up. Tony Dangerous has him up over his shoulders and slams him head first into the apron. The German technician rounds up the lightning fast one. Tony Dangerous counters with a kick, takes down Von Berger. Von Berger rounded back up to his feet by Tony Dangerous. And whoa, sling blade, beautiful. And a drop kick. A 2-in-1, a combination from Tony Dangerous. The lightning fast one rolls Von Berger back inside the ring. Takes his time going in himself, bypassing Sylvia Strong. And here comes Von Berger, tried for the baseball slide but didn't get it. Here's a kick. Tried for the DDT, also didn't get it. Tony Dangerous counters with a series of shots to the midsection. And here he goes, the Whirlican Rana. And away goes Stefan von Berger for a ride. Tony Dangerous, all the way up on the top turnbuckle, turns himself around, and there's a beautiful shooting star press. There's a cover. 1, 2. Up the first near fall of this matchup. With the Rage television title on the line, Tony Dangerous targets Von Berger over the top. Whoa, ho, ho. What a crash and burn for the lightning fast one. Von Berger makes him pay with an elbow across the chest. Stefan von Berger pitching Tony towards the barricades in the timekeeper's area. Von Berger locks him up, bangs him against the barricade, just bouncing Tony Dangerous all around like a pinball. Von Berger makes his way back inside the ring. Tony Dangerous comes in over the top rope, rebounds off the top rope, and a drop kick takes Von Berger down. Here's a short DDT from the lightning fast one. Tony Dangerous moving in on Von Berger immediately with a leg snap, wasting no time, keeping Von Berger down off his vertical base. Tony drives a knee into the arm of Stefan von Berger. Tony Dangerous rounds up the German technician again. Hard Irish whip towards the ropes. And there's a Hurricane Rana with a pin. 1, 2. But another near fall as Von Berger paddles his way out of another critical situation. the German technician. Has Tony Dangerous up over the shoulder, but Tony counters it into an inverted DDT. Nicely done by the lightning fast one. RWL's resident superhero, determined to make history here, up over the shoulders of the German technician, and head first into the turnbuckle goes Tony Dangerous. Von Berger follows it up with a couple of stomps. Von Berger countered Tony Dangerous with a spinning heel kick. Takes down the German technician, rebound off the ropes in a bulldog. Followed up with a stomp to the head. A lot of momentum shifts in this matchup. Tony Dangerous more than keeping up with Stefan Von Berger in this Rage television title match. Bionic elbow from Von Berger with a cover. 1, 2, but only a 2 count. Tony Dangerous finding his way out. And now Von Berger stalking Tony Dangerous. Sets him up. There's a neck breaker and a half. Von Berger covers. 1, 2, and again, Tony Dangerous thwarting the plans of Stefan Von Berger here. Von Berger all the way up the middle rope senton. Close to 300 pounds, crushing the chest of Tony Dangerous, and it looks like he's going to do it again. Tony Dangerous making his way to his feet. Whoa! Tried for the missile shoulder, but countered by Tony Dangerous into a power slam. Very impressive. RWL's resident superhero with a Hurricane Rana on Stefan Von Berger. And here it is, Dangerous measures. This could be it right here. 1, 2. But no, Stefan Von Berger finding his way out of Dangerous measures. Here we go, crossbody off the top rope. Stefan Von Berger back in trouble again. Tony Dangerous driving a knee into the arm of Stefan Von Berger. Von Berger rolls himself out of the ring. Here comes Tony Dangerous over the top rope, and again another crash and burn. Another high-risk maneuver that fails to pay off. Basement dropkick takes Von Berger down on the outside. The referee already counting. Tony drives a knee into the arm of Stefan Von Berger. Von Berger counters with a kick back up on his feet. Tony catches a knee to the midsection. A hard right spins Tony Dangerous around. A hard right to the back from Von Berger. Goes behind again, rolls Tony back inside the ring. And here comes the German technician, slowly making his way to the top turnbuckle. And here he goes, another senton across the back of Tony Dangerous. And here's a cover. 1, 2. And I don't believe it, Tony Dangerous must be using some kind of superpowers or something to keep him going. Clubbing overhand right from the German technician. Tony counters, locks up Von Berger, kick to the midsection, and a facebuster. Tony Dangerous again seizing control of this matchup from Von Berger. Whip to the ropes. Tony ducks under and nails him with a dropkick. Von Berger counters. Tony Dangerous with a lot of fancy footwork there and a dropkick that takes down Stefan Von Berger. Again, Tony Dangerous. Absolutely amazing to watch. All the way up on the top turnbuckle here. He's got his target sighted. Stefan Von Berger in trouble. And there it is, a spinning corkscrew arm drag from the lightning fast one. Tony with a kick. Von Berger with a right. Von Berger whips Tony to the ropes. Back body drop. Center ring for Tony Dangerous. Here's a cover. 1, 2. And again, Tony Dangerous thwarting the plans of Stefan Von Berger big time here. Von Berger opens up with a series of shots. Tony counters with a jawbreaker. Locks up Von Berger. Whips him to the ropes. Tries for the Hurricane Rana but doesn't get it. There's an elbow across the chest from Stefan Von Berger. Von Berger waiting for Tony to get to his feet on the apron. He charges. There's a shoulder tackle and out onto the floor goes the lightning fast one. Von Berger catches a couple of kicks from Tony Dangerous and a hard right that takes down the German technician. Von Berger quickly counters, quickly back up on his feet. Gathering up Tony Dangerous, a clubbing overhand right across the back. Von Berger Rolls Tony Dangerous back inside the ring. Brings himself in now. And now the German technician. Once more. All the way up on the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Elbow across the back of Tony Dangerous. Tony counters quickly back up on his feet. Von Berger rounded up, counters with a shot to the midsection. Locks up Tony Dangerous. Has him a beautiful spinning one-arm slam from the German technician. Von Berger stalking Tony Dangerous here. And boom, here we go. Another facebuster. Von Berger covers 1, 2. Absolutely unbelievable. Tony Dangerous once more powering out of a potential pin. A lot of near falls in this matchup. Tony Dangerous with an inverse Hurricane Rana on Stefan Von Berger. Tony nails him with a standing dropkick. Tony Dangerous rounds him up. Knows that Rage Tag Television title's on the line. Whoa, 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 what a spinning neckbreaker from the lightning fast one. That could be the end of it right there. Von Berger absolutely motionless. Tony Dangerous covers 1, 2. Oh my, whoa, now. Absolutely unbelievable. The resilience of these two men, absolutely astounding. Tony Dangerous with a driving forearm. And now another leg snap to Stefan Von Berger. This match now at the halfway mark of the 20-minute time limit. And neither man is showing any signs of slowing down or giving up. Tony Dangerous dropped headfirst into the turnbuckle by Von Berger, followed up with a stomp. Tony Dangerous counters quickly back up on his feet. And here we go, his low wheelbarrow DDT to Stefan Von Berger. Again, Tony drives a knee into the arm of the German technician. Stefan Von Berger finally beginning to slow down a little bit here. Tony Dangerous nails him with a kick. Gets a hold of him. Escorts him towards the ropes, and look at this. A beautiful arm drag from Tony Dangerous. Off the ropes. Followed up with a couple of stomps. Stefan Von Berger finding himself back in trouble again. Hey, wait a minute, Dragon Screw. From the Rage Television champion, Tony Dangerous catching a knee to the midsection. Von Berger whips Tony to the ropes. They collide with no result. They lock up again. Up over the shoulders goes Tony Dangerous. Stefan Von Berger dispatching him headfirst into the turnbuckle. And here's a stomp and another. Stefan Von Berger putting the boots to the lightning fast Tony Dangerous here with the Rage Television title at stake. Stefan Von Berger drives an elbow into the back of the head of Tony Dangerous, and he is definitely stunned. Von Berger making his way to the top. There's a senton across the back, rolls him over, goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and at long last, this one is over. Von Berger defeating Tony Dangerous to retain the title.
Here's the time, 12 minutes and 49 seconds. Your winner, and still, RWL Rage Television Champion, Stefan Von Berger.
Wow. Von Berger gets to take the Rage TV title home. But wow, did Tony Dangerous not offer my man the German technician a serious run for his money? Damn guys, I want to see a rematch between them. I think Tony deserves a second chance, based on his performance here. Naturally, that's up to Sylvia and Von Berger, but I wouldn't mind seeing our resident superhero have a second go at the champ.
And fans, that's going to do it for tonight's RWL Rage. We thank you as always for being with us. And stick around, because coming up next is RWL Championship Wrestling, immediately followed Saturday by RWL Snarl on April 12th. For all of us here at RWL, I've been Don Hickson. We'll see you next time at ringside. Good night, everybody.